Great expectations, you can achieve anything. Welcome to the April webcast from the LAMA Training by McKee Consulting. And I want to thank you all for being here. This month's theme is Great Expectations, You Can Achieve Anything, and I've got some hopefully really inspiring stuff to talk about today. Because expectations and achieving big goals is a lot of fun to talk about. Every month we do these webcasts for you, and you are welcome to save them, share them. They are recorded and available to you. McKee Consulting, the LAMA Training, also offers other free tools, and we are here to serve you. So, who is the LAMA Training and what do we do? Real quick, we are contact center trainers. We train mostly communication skills because what we think helps make people so successful in the contact centers is that they are better able to communicate with each other, with the customers, with different team members, and sometimes in today's theme is really about communicating clearly and positively with yourself. We created the LAMA technique. We wrote a book about coaching called The Positive Coach Approach. We do instructor-led training on sales, service, retention, coaching, management. We've got it all. And if you're not looking for instructor-led, we also do remote training, web-based training, along with e-learning. Okay? So let's get started in this month's webcast, and let's talk about great expectations. The theme of great expectations is inspiring because when you talk about expectations, you're talking about the future, and it's about the future, and it's about success, and it's very exciting because you can always think big. And what's fun is when ideas are based on principles and concepts are based on values and proven principles, they cannot fail. So failure is not an option because there is no failure. You're going to always get two things when you come to these webcasts every month. You're going to get a couple of good ideas, hopefully, and also a couple of practical ways to put those ideas into place right away at work. We want to make it practical for you because a great idea can be just a great idea. And when it comes to expectations, maybe it's just a saying that you love to say that means something to you. But learning how to put it into practice takes some effort. And the LAMA technique and the LAMA training is always about both of those things. Great ideas, great stories, great values, principles, and concepts. And taking those ideas and putting them to practical use for personal, financial, and business success. It's always simple ideas, but they're not always that easy to put into place. That's why we give you the practical version every month. So, what can you do to achieve more? Today we're going to talk about something that's been written about lately called the growth mindset. We're going to talk about mindsets. What are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Because, you can achieve anything. We're going to talk about it in two ways, about personal success, of course, and if you're a manager or supervisor of some sort, then it's also always about your team success, too. So it's about both directions. It's about you doing it for yourself, also you talking about it and using these great expectations for your team. So, what is your mindset? Now, there's a recent article written by a woman named Maria Popova, and it was really about reviewing some ideas that are written in a book by Carol Dweck, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. Now, this kind of cracks me up because I don't think it's new at all. Now, maybe the psychology, the study of success is new, but the mindsets we're talking about, not so new. But they've defined them, and anytime you can define something, it makes it a lot easier to train on it, express it clearly. And so this first mindset that we're going to talk about is called a fixed mindset. And here's what the article says. A fixed mindset assumes that our character, intelligence, and creative ability are static givens, which we can't change in any meaningful way. And success is the affirmation of that inherent intelligence. Now I look at that and I say, it's a static given, which we can't change. Well, I don't believe in that because I don't believe in having a fixed mindset. The other mindset we're going to talk about in a moment is called a growth mindset. Now that's where we want to live, okay? because I want to be able to change my life in a meaningful way and you to change yours in a meaningful way. And in this case, a fixed mindset says you can reach success, but that success is only an affirmation of your inherent ability, your inherent intelligence, which means basically you make yourself right for doing only exactly what you thought you could do. And I want you to think bigger than that. So what we want to talk about is the growth mindset. A growth mindset, on the other hand, thrives on challenge and sees failure not as evidence of unintelligence, but as a heartening springboard for growth and stretching our existing abilities. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. A heartening springboard for growth and stretching our existing abilities. That's what we want to talk about. That's the mindset that I've been given by my mother, Judy McKee, the founder of our company, and one that I want to talk to you about so that you too can make sure you foster the growth mindset in yourself and in others. We want to have the version where we get to always improve ourselves. We want to have and pursue that growth mindset. The growth mindset does allow for failures, but failures can be acknowledged not as true failures, to put it in quotes, right? It can be acknowledged, but does not define us or our ability to have success. So remember to always set that bar high and do what it takes to make it happen. Here's a quote by Ralph Marston about personal expectations. Don't lower your expectations to meet your performance. Raise your level of performance to meet your expectations. Expect the best of yourself and then do what is necessary to make that a reality. That's where I want to live. Keep my expectations high and find the best ways to stretch myself to make that expectation a reality. That's how you can maintain a growth mindset for yourself. Remember to always expect success from yourself. Keep a safe environment, even for yourself, for your personal growth and for your personal development. Always expect success. And let's make sure to notice that failure really is just a lesson learned. It's not failure and that's where it stops. You fail to reach your goal, so what? Go again. Try a different way. Expect yourself to find the solution. Take that growth mindset and grow with it. Then we want to talk about how we can help others find that growth mindset. Foster that growth mindset in others. Let's pay it forward. Set high expectations for others. Give them a safe environment so they can learn and grow in that safe environment. Now this sounds like I'm going right at the positive coach approach, which is our tool, right? For coaching and management and supervisory activities. And in our book, The Positive Coach Approach, we have 8 guiding principles, and one of them kind of gets right alongside this growth mindset idea, right? Build the self-esteem of others by focusing on the positives. It's the essence of that growth mindset. Remember to acknowledge success and acknowledge change and growth and effort. Because if I see you trying to reach some goal and you don't quite make it, that's okay. Okay? Because we want you to then figure out another way to get there. So you tried one path, it didn't quite work. So what? Try another path. The expectation still exists. Go there. Then you can when you expect more, you can achieve more. And we want you to know you can achieve anything. Here's another great quote. This one's by John C. Maxwell. People rise and fall to meet your level of expectation for them. If you express skepticism and doubt in others, they will return your lack of confidence with mediocrity. But if you believe in them and expect them to do well, they will go the extra mile to do their best. That's great. In our book, The Positive Coach Approach, there's an appendix with a story called Kenny and the Coach. And it's a true story of when my mother, Judy McKee, was coaching a frontline agent who unfortunately was seen as having a mediocre attitude and mediocre performance by his management. It got to the point that his manager sent Judy over to coach him because she kept saying, well, it's probably the best he can do, but I really thought he was going to do better, but I guess he's not. Okay? And long story short is Judy went right over and set her expectations high. She looked at Kenny and she said, Kenny, you're a grown man. You have a family, you have a car, you have a home. This is a 5-minute phone call and you're going to figure out how to get success at this phone call. Then they worked on it. They listened to the call, they talked about it, they made plans, and all of those plans were inherent on the fact that we and Judy expected more from him and let him know that we're not letting him get away with mediocrity. We're going to set that goal nice and high, and he's going to go out and get it. And then you know what happened? The next 3 phone calls in a row, he got a sale because he now had high expectations and a growth mindset for himself. So let me show you how to apply this growth mindset idea with actual llamas. And for those of you who don't know what I mean when I'm saying we're going to use LAMA to do that, I'll explain to you what LAMA stands for. So LAMA is an acronym for communication skill, and it is how to guide a conversation. And the 4 steps stand for this. Listen, meaning listen to the needs of the customer, the agent that you're coaching, or whoever it is you're having a conversation with. Then, after you've listened, you acknowledge what they said with words and phrases. Let them know you are paying attention and be positive when you do it. Then, make a statement or series of statements about the business, about sales, service, coaching. And in this case, it's about motivating the other person or perhaps reminding to motivate yourself out loud. And then ask a question that continues the conversation and moves that conversation forward. Anytime you get involved with the LAMA training, we will be talking about how to use the LAMA technique in some way, shape, or form, along with all these other good ideas. And so you can learn more about that on our website and from our other free tools that we offer you, including these monthly webcasts, okay? So now that you know what the LAMA technique is, let's talk about how to use it with this expectations. So let's set expectations for success now. You're talking to an agent. The agent says something like, I didn't get that call quite right. I missed some important stuff. Now they're kind of setting the bar low for themselves and kind of being that level of mediocrity of, well, it is a little of this, it's a little of that. That sounds kind of medium and mediocre to me. So what I want to do with that after I hear that is I want to inspire them to that growth mindset instead. So here's what you could say. First, you acknowledge them. Michael, it's great that you identified that you have room to grow. Make him feel good. He identified it himself. Of course he did, because he's good, he's smart. Next, make a statement. It's so important you identify your successes along with noticing that there's room for improvement. You've had some really great calls in the past, and now it's about consistency and progress. Then ask a question. What other things can you add into your call that you know would make your next call an even greater success? Because remember this, expectations is about the future. That call you're discussing is the past. Set the expectations high because that call is over with. So we can expect better things on the next call because of this conversation, right? And start setting the bar and those expectations high right now. Here's a simple llama to help you get that started. We also talked about personal growth. So let's talk about how to use this in a conversation so you're constantly reaffirming yourself and your own growth mindset when you talk to other people, right? Somebody says to you, hey, what project are you going to be working on? What are you going to be working on for the next project of yours? And you can acknowledge that. Hey, I've been thinking about that. I am going to dream big on the next project. I have a plan that will definitely get results. All I need is to gather the tools to get it started. I know that if I get my big dream, it will be big. And If I don't quite get there, I will make forward progress, guaranteed. Now that is a growth mindset. Then, if you'd like to keep the conversation going, you add that question, and then you turn around and you can ask your friend the same question. What does your next project look like? And listen to their answer and notice, are they of a growth mindset or of a fixed mindset? All right? You come from that growth mindset. So, more great expectations from the LAMA Training by McKee Consulting. You can expect us to keep giving you these free webcasts every month. We also have each month something called Taco Tuesday, which is the second Tuesday of every month. Judy McKee does some other topic related to our monthly theme. Also, oh, and by the way, Taco Tuesday stands for Trainers, Agents, and Coaches, oh my. Quick Fix Fridays is the fourth Friday of every month. We also have newsletters and, of course, a Facebook page, so keep an eye on our Facebook page. It's the LAMA Training by McKee Consulting. These videos and advertisements, so you can find how to get to these webcasts, you can always find them there. And if you're already a subscriber to LAMA U, which is our e-learning program, then keep looking out for new programs and LAMA to-goes every month. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Call us, let's talk sometime. Advice is absolutely free. The tools that we give you, absolutely free. And when you're ready to have a paid program, instructor-led e-learning, we are here to serve you. So one last thing about great expectations and achieving anything before we go. So let's do this. Keep a safe environment for yourself and for others. Be positive about your success and that of others, because you have the power to choose the growth mindset for yourself, and you have the power to instill the growth mindset in others. So go out and do it. Remember that you can achieve anything. That with great expectations, there are no failures. There are just lessons. And now science has proven it. And it's proven one of my all-time favorite sayings, and it's one that I know you have heard a million times. Something I've always believed in, and the psychology of this mindset absolutely proves it, and here it is. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. So play the game to win, and play the game to win big. Thank you again for being here. Remember the LAMA Training by McKee Consulting. We are here for you.